I was 21, in film school, and I had a great desire to learn. Being in film school opened up the world of art, literature, and music to me. And so every break, I would find myself in the library, and one day, I came across this. When I first approached Picasso, I knew nothing of painting. I didn't understand much, but it was clear even to my novice, untrained 21-year-old eye that this was special. The sheer variety of his work was, as a budding artist, intimidating and inspiring. Every once in a while, attracted merely by the color and variety of his images, I came back and looked, flipping through the pages in my college library or switching wallpapers on my desktop, creating an omnipresence so I would begin to absorb subconsciously. My purposes were dual. One, just encountering great art for me is a joy. I love creativity. The second was to learn so I could apply my education to my work as a filmmaker. One day a friend was visiting and we began on the topic of Picasso, about a man's genius, about every man's potential, and as we flipped through the paintings, we came across this. In a painting with people or some kind of familiar object, you know at least where to begin. But something like this, how do you even begin to approach it without studying for days and months and years? Well, I looked at it. Now I had seen this many times, but unable to understand it, I passed through. Sometimes I would think it's beyond me, I'll get it in time. Sometimes I thought, or rather some people told me, that this was merely self-indulgence. What's the big deal? After all, that's what artists do, indulge. They're pretentious. But I was an idealist. I believed in people, and having been through his work, I believed in Picasso. So my friend and I decided we were going to try to solve this painting. And we sat. By now I had developed my own way of looking at paintings. I would either select a line and start following it with my eye, or I would select a shade and begin to mentally isolate it on the canvas. Alternating these techniques, I looked. What happened next, I can only tell, not show. What happened after some 10 minutes of staring is, this painting began to unravel. From a mess of nothing, suddenly I began to perceive concrete imagery. This was not abstraction, this was magic. Picasso had created a visual puzzle. A man with line and color had created magic, and I was witness. And as every little bit of the painting unraveled, I was inspired. Picasso had made a painting for me. If I didn't look, it wasn't there. I was moved by man's potential. In today's world, perhaps it's too much to ask for even 10 minutes of someone's time, but I implore you, I request you, give this painting 10 minutes. Not because it's Picasso, not because it's art, but because this painting is a representation of man's potential. Because this could inspire you. Try following the same technique as me if you are new to this like I was. Either pick a line and start following it with your eye, or select a shade of color and isolate it on the canvas. Observe the gradations, the various browns and whites and grays. Give it some time and the painting will begin to unravel. Be inspired.